For first time in public, a detainee describes torture at CIA black sites.
Here's a summary of the article.
Appearing in open court, Majid Khan, 41, became the first former prisoner of the black sites to openly describe, anywhere, the violent and cruel, enhanced interrogation techniques that agents used to extract information and confessions from terrorism suspects. Unknown to the jurors, Mr. Khan and his lawyers reached a secret deal this year with a senior Pentagon official in which his actual sentence could end as early as February and no later than February 2025 because Mr. Khan had become a government cooperator upon pleading guilty. Jurors were told that in 2012 Mr. Khan pleaded guilty to terrorism charges, including murder in violation of the law of war, for delivering $50,000 of al-Qaeda money from Pakistan to an al-Qaeda affiliate in early 2003. In the intervening years, prosecutors and defense lawyers clashed in court filings over who would be called to testify about Mr. Khan's abuse in CIA custody, and how. In court on Thursday, Mr. Khan read from a carefully worded 39-page account that did not identify CIA agents or the countries and foreign intelligence agencies that had a role in his secret detention at black sites, information that is protected at the National Security Court. Mr. Khan gained attention with the release of a 2014 study of the CIA program by the Senate Intelligence Committee that said, after he refused to eat, his captors infused a puree of his lunch through his anus. The intelligence agency declined Thursday to comment on the descriptions offered in the hearing but noted that the CIA's detention and interrogation program ended in 2009. Lawyers sought permission to bring Mr. Khan's wife and daughter, who was born after his capture, to the court, but the commander of the military's Southern Command, which oversees prison operations, opposed their attendance.
This post received a score of 3,300, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Link without a paywall.
Use this to get around paywalls. Show me a 10 FT paywall, I'll show you a 12 feet ladder.
12 Fort has been disabled for this site. Sad face.
Time for an open source version? It just parents to be the Google bot since paywall content is shown to Google for free lol.
Oh, thanks. Was too lazy to look up how this actually works.
It's literally in the web page if you scroll down, my dude. Tip of the day for ya there.
Why the fuck is this the first time? Plenty of free people have been tortured in C.I.A black sites. Let's not forget the German, Khalid el-Masri, who spent 4 months in the salt pit after being sent there as mistaken identity because they didn't believe his passport.
Probably because they don't want to get tortured.
Did they forget to kill him after? I understood the C.I.A tortured people at black sites, but usually they don't get to leave.
Ignoring the depravity of torture, it's simply not effective and even counterproductive. You get false confessions and bogus information from people saying anything to make the torture stop. I really just ends up as sadists getting their jollies from causing suffering.
Exactly. And the article says, in addition, I cannot imagine the level of moral depravity it takes for a person to hear a confession, a clue to determine the veracity of this supposed confession, and then go on to torture some more. This was not really about getting a confession. If false positives are simply assumed to be correct and then used as bases for more enhanced interrogation.
If it isn't acceptable against regular prisoners, then it shouldn't be acceptable towards suspected terrorists either. I mean, people like Ted Bundy were treated humanely even though their crimes are the worst that a human can commit.
The USA was hanging Japanese soldiers for using waterboarding during World War II. Seems as though exactly the same punishment should be handed to U.S. leaders who ordered and oversaw the use of waterboarding in Iraq.
The Japanese were just as bad as the Nazis. There is a film on the human experimentation they did on Chinese people during WW2. It is truly horrifying stuff.
Those guys weren't the same ones who got hanged though. The US protected them and gave them immunity from war crimes prosecution.
Yeah, I think George Patton, who is often hailed as a hero, was the one who gave them the pardon. I may be mistaken on that, but they thought that the data from human experimentation was too valuable to not utilize. Update: it was General Douglas MacArthur who gave them the pardon.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.